everybody. Last time I asked you about healthy thinking, we talked about thinking about things in the past, current things to think about, thinking about the future. I asked if you guys had good ways to cope or good mechanisms or resources. And some of you mentioned the one that I'm going to bring up today. I wanted to talk about humility. Humility versus pride. I'm going to tell you a story and then give you some things to think about. So my husband and I met a family online through a program called Compassion International. Maybe you've heard about things like this where you can give to needy families overseas online, and it's a good thing to do. To be honest, I think we felt pretty good about the fact that we were giving, $20 a month for a family that lived in the Philippines and all that. And they quit the program, moved away, and they found a way to contact us through Facebook. And so we kind of started an unconventional friendship. And over the years, a few different things happened. But one thing that became very apparent is that their lifestyle certainly was not ours. They live in a concrete, maybe 2-room home. You could call it a shack. They have a couple of light bulbs that are wired in. They have, I think, 7 children. And right now, during the COVID-19 epidemic, they are all under house lockdown. Like, they don't get to go for a walk. They've got all 7 children. They have no groceries. The government gave them one package of 2 kilos of rice, which I don't know how many of you have cooked for your families, but 5 pounds of rice going through 9 people. A lot of their kids are older teenagers. It doesn't go very far. And that's, no treats, no meat, no veggies. So anyway, my husband and I had been watching this, and there have been a few times over the years where we ask questions about their family. They do things differently than us, whatever. Well, we felt that maybe we should give to them, find a way to get them some money because it looked pretty dire. And I have to tell you, that went against I didn't want to do it. I didn't like the idea. Our money has decreased, our income has, since the COVID-19 thing. And to be honest with you, if I dug deep and was really honest about my feelings, I like to make sure I'm okay before I make sure anybody else is okay. But we did it. My husband is very considerate, more than I am, and so it was good for me to watch that happen. And do you know what? This woman, this mother of 7 children who had no food, showed us these photos and was so grateful because not only could she feed her children with about a week's worth of groceries, but she brought food to 20 of her neighbors because they were also all very hungry. I tell you, I was so humbled because I had pride. I thought of myself as most important. I thought that I was good at handling money, and I thought I was pretty good for being pretty generous. This woman humbled me because she was very generous. She was very patient. She was very grateful. So I want to talk about pride and humility in general. Just with that story as a little bit of a backdrop. In general, pride means exalting yourself over other things. So thinking you're most important, thinking you're most talented or the best, or maybe thinking you're the most in charge or that you ought to be. And I think if we're honest, most all of us would say we're there. In general, though, pride sets you up for some very unhealthy thinking. If things are not perfect, if you're not perfect, if situations aren't perfect, if you're not the focus and the everybody's main concern, that's very troubling if you're coming from a place of pride. Learning to be humble means that you learn, you listen, you consider other people as more important. So I just want to encourage you that is one resource that we all can choose to take on, being humble, taking a position of learning, listening, recognizing that we're not perfect and that's the way life is, and just seeing what happens and being patient. I would challenge you that that's a healthy way to be. And then ask you, what ways have you learned pride versus humility? Have you seen that in yourself? What ways has that helped you? Or maybe some goals that you have to improve that about yourself and improve your thinking to be more healthy. Looking forward to hearing from you. Bye.